And you're very welcome. 16th of March, and this is Fintan Dunne with your Betfair Trump Punters legal update. And the good news, folks, that I've just filed a complaint with IBAS, the Independent Betting Adjudication Service in the United Kingdom. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And that, of course, applies if you are not in Australia or New Zealand. If you're in Australia and New Zealand, going to have to hang tough for a couple of weeks, guys, till we get to you, which we will. More on that later on. But for those of you who placed your bets with Betfair in the United Kingdom through their portal betfair.com and did so from around Europe or wherever, then you too can follow the procedure I just did and file a complaint with Betfair. So I'm providing to you a detailed complaint which you can include, and this references and hyperlinks all of the available evidence and makes a strong argument. You may have seen this document before. It's a variation on the legal document we produced before, and also a cover letter which you can attach to your application. So if you don't have an IBAS reference, hang in there too. Later on in the video, I'll show you how to get one. And it just requires a little patience, and I know hundreds of you have already done so, and you're ready to rock and roll. So let's assume you're going to get that down the line. Take a look at what you do. If you've already got your IBAS reference number, here we go. And this is what I did earlier on today. So just to show you how it works here, you'll need to go to ibas.co.uk and take a look here. I'm looking at how to raise a dispute, and you'll see the procedure here, as you have to go through a dispute resolution procedure with IBAS. And you will first, of course, have to go to Betfair in order to get a reference number to do this. But you're going to register with IBAS, and then after you've registered, you're going to log into your account and complete a complaint form. So first off, register with IBAS. So we're going to just see how you do that. And it's very straightforward. It's the same as if you registered for any service. You simply have to put in your email address, basic details, and once you've done that, you are good to go. This will show you how, after you've got your registration, you can then go to the consumers menu there and make a claim. So, okay, so it's just two parts. First, register, and then once you've registered, go and make a claim. So here's registration, very straightforward. You want to put in your email address, password, confirm password, title, first name, address, country, etc. And check there that you're not a robot, and simply register. And you will then get something from IBAS. What you will get is you will get something in the mail. And check your spam folder just in case it's gone in there. But you need then to click on that. And once you've clicked on that confirmation, you will be successfully registered with IBAS. Okay. So your activation is very straightforward. And that's really it as far as the registration process is concerned, folks. It's very straightforward to do. Once you have a verified email address, then you can log in. Any problems with that, contact them at their email contact numbers. So everything going to plan, you can now log in at that time, or you can wait, because you can always log in using the menu system on IBAS. Just go to consumers and log in, and you're in. This is your account dashboard now. There's very little there. The dashboard, the profile where you entered those details, the password if you need to change it, and then make a claim, which we're now going to do. And now clicking on make a claim there brings up the adjudication form. We're nearly there. It's very straightforward here. We're going to confirm that you have taken reasonable steps to resolve the dispute with the gambling operator, and confirm that you last did that sometime in the last 12 months. And that when you told the gambling operator, they gave you a dispute reference number. So that's very important. You're going to have to put in your dispute reference number there. Now, in terms of the timing of all that, if you asked for a dispute reference number from, or it's also called a deadlock email or a deadlock letter. What it is an email from Betfair which says that you're unable to resolve the matter between you, and they're giving you a reference number which you can then take to IBAS. So that reference number you will need then to put in. We'll show you how to get that from Betfair chat later on. So very important that you do that and that you have that to hand, and then just put that reference number in here, the one that was issued. It'll be PCN dash something from Betfair, and straightforward enough. Then you're just going to pick down below which was the company that you dealt with. That's Betfair. Comes up in the list here. As you see, they're busy people. They regulate the entire gambling industry. So Betfair, here we go. And your account username. Now that's going to be your email address, which you use for your account on Betfair, if that's the way you have it set up. It may be a phone number alternatively. I'm not sure. I haven't interacted with the company by phone, but that's what they're looking for there, is the email address, which is your Betfair email address. It's the one that Betfair emailed you the IBAS number on. That email address, that's your account email on Betfair. And the type of dispute which you have is going to be an internet type dispute, I think. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, an internet dispute. And now we come to the details of the dispute. We got a little box here from them just below the type of dispute, where they're waiting for us to put in the details. Now that's where I've got the cover letter for you. So that cover letter, which you can adapt to your own requirements, is what you're going to paste in here. So here's what it is. They ask you these questions, so we're laying it out there. So you're going to say, I back Donald Trump on Betfair's UK's online portal, and my bet IDs were as follows. Now, you really should get your bet IDs, log into your account, go into the archive where you've got old bets, go to the Telegram group, Betfair Telegram, Betfair Trump Legal Action Telegram group for help on how to do all this. You'll get an FAQ and stuff like that there in our pinned messages. But you can go into your history there, get your bet IDs out, dates you put on, what the stake was, what the odds. I'm just suggesting you put in the odds. You don't have to, but I think it helps. And whatever number of one or more bets you're going to put those in there. So I'll provide this to you. It's the file. The link to it is in the video description. It's also in our Telegram group, and I'll be sending it out by email as well. So you just adapt this file here to your own needs, putting your bet details in, real bets that are done. So what outcome did you expect? Well, you expected, you were betting on an outcome where you'd get until the 6th of January to figure out what to do next, and that didn't happen. And why, they ask you? Well, you say, I refer you to my attached basis of my Betfair claim PDF for the details on that. And what was the outcome? Well, Betfair settled the market on the 14th, 3 weeks ahead of the date they should have. And why were you told that was the case? Well, I was told they claimed I was in line with their market rules, which I refute in my attached basis of my Betfair claim PDF. And what's happened since then? Well, I raised this issue with them on the phone, but they just repeat their claim and we're unable to resolve the issue. That's your cover letter. That's all you need. They're going to adapt that to your own circumstances. Perhaps you did have other material or elaborations or other bets or whatever. You can elaborate on this document. It's just a basic template there, and I provide that to you, and you can adapt it to your own requirements. So what you're going to do then is just copy that when you've finished adjusting it, and go back to the web page where you have the IBAS and paste it into that little box where they're waiting for the details. Now, they're then out to provide you an opportunity to put up supporting materials, which you're going to do. As you see, there you've got 4 documents you can upload, and I advise you to try and keep it to 4 or less than 4, if at all possible. Don't overload IBAS with information. provide them in some of those uploads. For example, you could upload, a good way of doing it is to open a word processing document and save that then with images which you wish to include as a single document, and then upload that whole document rather than starting to upload images in these choose a file and upload images. Create a Word document or similar and then upload that. And you're also going to, of course, upload what we're providing you with, which is the detailed argument as to why you're entitled to object to what Betfair did. And you're going to get a PDF version of this document here. So you'll have already put in your own personal bet details and your personal details, and you're now ready to back that up with a more general document. So this one says, this lays out in detail the general grounds of my claim and Betfair's actions. Hereinafter, you're the complainant, and TSC Malta LP, Betfair International, or Betfair Pty is the defendant. So we'll come up with an Australia-specific version of this document, because this one here references UK consumer legislation. So, but also we'll need to make sure that we have figured out all the angles for how to deal with the Northern Territories Racing Commission before we approach them, because we haven't figured in terms of IBAS, but we need to do a separate job on making sure that we do it right with them. So this is relevant, but it'll be adapted for the Australian version. So you may have seen this before. I'm not going to go into that. You can read that yourself. And it's about how Betfair breached contract, how they were negligent in setting the market rules, how they were bound by the public advice they gave and didn't follow it themselves, and how they denied the complainant the due betting trading opportunities, which caused losses, which are the subject of this claim. And that is hyperlinked as well. So all the relevant evidence which is appropriate, etc., is all available in that. You can read, and the hyperlinks are there, specific market rules, etc. All of the stuff is hyperlinked rather than filling out the text of the claim. And then towards the end, it goes into the details of what it is that we're looking for, explaining how the odds had varied dramatically over the period of the bet and were in sharp decline at the time, which was going to be happy days for Trump punters, because we were going to be able to potentially cash out our bets at a very decent profit without even taking the risk of Donald Trump being or not being elected president, because the market was moving in our favor. And the document then lays out how there were these significant developments: appeals to the Supreme Court, lawsuit against Pence, Giuliani's suit to the Supreme Court, Hawley supporting electoral challenge votes, Cruz and others, and then eventually 140 House members and 13 senators supporting challenges. All of that was going to drive the odds down, which meant that we were in a position to benefit, and we didn't get the chance to benefit. Accordingly, we're claiming appropriate damages, commensurate redress from the defendant for breach of contract and negligence, which result in loss of stake and loss of profit opportunity. So that document then is what we're going to be able to attach. So let me just do that for you. So you will have that ready to upload, but just to be sure, there is one thing important to do: that make sure you click that terms of service and privacy policy, because that's part of the authorization process. And then you're going to attach that file. Simply attach it there. Come back, choose file, basis of my Betfair claim.pdf, and any other file that you want to attach yourself, you can do so. As I say, making sure you click the thing at the bottom saying terms and conditions, say OK, and then you are ready to submit your claim. Click that button, and that's exactly what I did just before noon today. Thank you for submitting your claim. We'll come back to you as soon as possible. Can't be soon enough, IBAS. Can't be soon enough. But of course, we'll be back to you with details of how soon that might be once we can get the process underway now of filing these complaints with IBAS. So if you haven't got an IBAS number, oh dear, you're going to have to get one in order to be able to play in this little party. All that lovely stuff we just did there, which just took minutes, you need an IBAS number to get that. And you'll find a link to how to get one, which is in the email or in the video description. And it's simple enough. You just have to tell IBAS that you're in dispute, or tell Betfair you're in dispute with them over the closure of the market on the 14th of December. You think that was too early. It shouldn't have been closed until the 6th of January. And they will say, well, we did it in line with our market rules, etc. And then you simply reply, thank you very much, but I don't find that acceptable as a response, and I'm in dispute with your company, and I'd like this to escalate, please, because I'm seeking a dispute resolution number. And just keep saying that. Don't debate the issue, but just explain that you're not happy with what you're hearing, you want it escalated, and you want to get your dispute number. So that's all you need. It's just going to take a little patience. You should do that between the hours of 9 and 5 UK time in order to do that. And you can do that if you placed a bet with Betfair from anywhere in the world other than Australia and New Zealand, which are going to be covered by Northern Territories Racing Commission. So hang tough on that one there, you guys in Australia, because we will, I know they have already issued replies and responses where they say, look, Biden won. What's to investigate? And that's fair enough, because we're going to say, well, here's what's to investigate. It's not a question of who won. Exchange betting is where you are able to profit regardless of who wins, simply by investing, betting at the right time, at the right odds, and then being able to cash out at the right time, at the right odds. And we didn't get that opportunity, Northern Territories Racing Commission. So we will be able to come back at them, despite the fact you may have been rejected before by them. We will be able to come back at them and say, hold on a second, it's not the outcome we're questioning here. We're questioning the closure of the market and its timing and the consequences of that. Essentially the same case. We're going to have to hopefully ground that in Australian consumer legislation as well. So, for those of you who are in Australia, come on the Telegram group. Go to Telegram. Get Telegram if you haven't got it. It's cool. And you'll be able to get assistance there. You can get it for your desktop if you don't even want it on your phone. And that way you'll be able to just go there, search for Betfair Legal Action, and you'll find us, and you'll find everybody else from Australia who's also helping each other with how to progress this. So come on board, guys, and just let's share expertise. You can also do that through the Facebook group for Betfair Trump Punters Action. So that's it. It's been started, folks. I'll be back with more on that, and perhaps you would let us know in the Telegram group how you've got on, if that worked for you, if you've got any problems with the registration process or the submission process or whatever, and we'll see what we can do collectively between us all to figure that out. Okay, good luck with that. Good luck with getting your IBAS number. Hang in there, Australia, New Zealand. We'll have an update for you, and we'll also update by email and keep you posted on when we're going to hear back from IBAS on all this. As you know, we're watching this very carefully, because the next stage, if we're not getting success in this route, is to deploy in a legal context and simply take action against Betfair. So we're watching very carefully, and we will keep you updated as to how this part of the process goes and how we get on. Who knows, folks? Let's see. The process is there, it's free, and you've just seen how to utilize it. And it's good practice on assembling all of your information, getting your SHIT together, and doing it for this, which means you then have everything you need in place to take it on legally also, when and if that time comes. All right, I'll be back with more on that. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the Telegram group or on Facebook. Take care for now. Bye-bye.